إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات كانت لهم جنات الفردوس نزلا خالدين فيها لا يبغون عنها حولا قل لو كان البحر مدادا لكلمات ربي لنفد البحر قبل أن تنفد كلمات ربي ولو جئنا بمثله مددا قل إنما أنا بشر مثلكم يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا صدق الله العظيم. People today question about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, existence of God. Does God exist? Philosophers have tried to prove the existence of God. But remember, the existence of God has not much to do with the intellectual point and daleel and educational. It is something ruhani and spiritual. If your ruhaniyat and spirituality is strong, you won't need any daleel to prove the existence of Allah. This person asked this old lady, what is the daleel of Wujude Bari Ta'ala? Prove to me that God exists. Now that lady was making chapati with a roller pin, and she threw the roller pin at him and he ran. And he said, "Bewaku ullu ka patta is bakri ke pet mein meeni tu paida karta hai, isme doodh tu banata hai. You see that goat standing over there? Do you produce milk in its stomach? Who is it that produces milk there? The goat eats the grass and then it goes inside. From one side, from the others comes the milk, and from the other side there is urine, and the other side there is droppings. In that beautiful white tasty milk, there is no color of urine, there is no smell of those droppings. Labanan khalisan sa'igan lisharibin. Do you make that milk in the stomach of that goat, or Allah makes it? You come here to ask me a daleel? This is why philosophers like Razi and others, they debated and discussed throughout their lives. But at the end of their lives, they said, why forget all these discussions? Kunu ala deenil ajaiz. Your deen should be like the deen of old ladies. Their iman is so strong, they don't need to prove the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They know He is there. This Bedouin is asked about the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he says, البعرة تدل على البعير وآثار الأقدام تدل على المسير فالسماء ذات الأبراج والبحر ذات الأمواج والأرض ذات الفجاج كيف لا تدل على اللطيف الخبير. Droppings indicate that a goat or a camel has been from here, has passed from here. Footsteps indicate in the sand or in snow that a man or a dog or a goat has passed from here. You haven't seen who went from here. You only seen the footsteps. So all these athar, the huge sky with all the planets on there, and this ocean with the water and the waves on the sea water, and this earth with broad pathways and mountains and everything in it, does it not indicate towards the Latif Khabir, the Creator Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahmatullahi was asked about the lead of existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahmatullahi said, Allah's the lead. He said, you know, this person, he took 6 eggs of chicken and 6 eggs of a duck, and he put a chicken on it to hatch, and all the 12 eggs hatched and chicks came out from it. Now the chicken went with all the 12, 6 chicks and 6 ducklings, and there was water nearby. As they reached the water, the chicks stopped and the ducklings jumped into the water and started swimming. Here, who taught those chicks to stop there, otherwise they'll drown. And the ducklings that you go, you can swim in there. It is Allah who taught them. الَّذِي أَعْطَى كُلَّ شَيْءٍ خَلْقَهُ ثُمَّ هَدَى. Amazing. If a person's hand is chopped off and a robotic hand is given and he starts moving those fingers, they say, wow, this is the perfect design, beautiful hand made in Japan. So there's a maker behind it, but this original hand, there's no maker behind it. So you don't need to prove existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When someone asks, what is the proof that God exists? So we ask them, what is the proof that the sun exists? You say that's an absurd question, stupid question. We will say, well, this question is also stupid. How can you doubt the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you see the effects of His qudrat all over the place? We can't see Him. Well, can you see the wind? Nobody can see the wind. But you can see the effects of the wind. When it blows everything from here to there, that you know that it exists. Similarly, the effects of the qudrat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should guide you towards your belief that Allah does exist and He controls the whole universe. Sir Isaac Newton, the greatest scientist, was a believer in Allah, and also he believed in the oneness of Allah. He was in England and he was surrounded by Christians who believed in Trinity. Allama Shibli Naumani Rahmatullahi has written that if Sir Isaac Newton had heard about Tawheed and Islam, he would have accepted Islam. Because I read his writings and he used to believe in unity, oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He didn't believe in Trinity. Sir Isaac Newton had instructed a craftsman to design a miniature model of the universe. And he had designed it in such a manner that if one of the planets was moved, then all the planets start rotating round and round. He would keep it on his large desk when he is doing his work. One of his friends came who was atheist. And they had some discussion, talk, meeting. Then he got up and he moved one of the planets and they started rotating. So he said, wow, this is a masterpiece. Now Sir Isaac Newton had started writing something and the person asked, who made this? Sir Isaac kept on writing and said, no one. So he said again, who made this? And Sir Isaac said, no one. He got angry. You making fun of me? Who made this? And Sir Isaac Newton looked up and said, if you are not prepared to believe that this miniature model, which is just a sample, a model, can come into existence without a maker, then how do you believe that the original one came into existence without a maker? So, Iman Billah, first of all, we have to have firm yaqeen that Allah is there. Allah is behind the whole universe. He created it and He sustains it. He looks after it. It's not like He created it and then He's just watching everything happening. No. In Surah Al-Rahman, what do we read? كُلَّ يَوْمٍ هُوَ فِي شَانٍ فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Every day Allah is busy. Allah is busy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is working 24 hours. لَا تَأْخُذُهُ سِنَةٌ وَلَا نَوْمٌ. He doesn't sleep. Sleep or slumber does not overcome Him. He controls the whole universe. He is Al-Hayyul Qayyum, the living, the sustainer, the Qayyum, Al-Qa'im binafsihi, Al-Muqim li ghayrihi. So, first belief is in the existence and wujud of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is called Tawheed. Only one God. Not two, not three, not four, not five, not 10, not 100, not 1,000, not 100,000, not million, not billion. There are some religions who say there are 33 billion gods. Many times they take many moving creatures as gods. So this type of belief is blasphemy in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hates this. Allah says, فَعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Allah says, وَإِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ الرَّحْمَنُ الرَّحِيمُ.